Hi y'all, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you can hear us because it's windy.
Yeah.
You can tell by my fine hair blowing in the wind. What do we do today, Wiley?
I don't know. What do we do? This is your idea.
Nah. Let me clean the camera. Hang on a second. Let's see this. That's so much better. All right. So today, I planted more stuff. I had to replant.
Greg, you just texted me in the middle of trying to make a video.
Yeah, what the heck, Greg? So, I had to replant most of our peppers because I didn't keep them warm enough, and a lot of them didn't sprout. So, I replanted them. I've got them on a heat mat. In 7 to 10 days, we should have more peppers. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. So,
I don't care anyway. I don't like peppers anyway. So,
I love peppers. Yum. I pretty much like all vegetables.
Except the Japalinos, because then Emmy can make these things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The stuffed jalapenos, oh, they're so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I planted some more things. Let me turn the camera around so I can show you better. So this is my wisteria. It's been a little bit tore up because we had it in a place where it was getting whipped with a piece of plastic. So it should come back though. It'll be fine. I planted a new blueberry. I've had these ones for a couple of years. This is a new one that Eric and Tracy gave us. And then I have tiger lilies in that one because I like flowers. And then this one right here. And those two are strawberry. And then let's go look at our seeds and see how they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone was asking for a seed update. Here's Lily's tray of flowers. So, Emily had come along and watered them and ended up pushing a bunch of the seeds out.
Yeah,
so,
pouring them way too hard and
yeah,
messing everything up. Emily's got a pretty bad habit of messing stuff up.
Yeah, right. All the kids do. My lettuce is doing good. Well, this one is. This one's not doing so good because the soil dries out in these cloth bags a lot faster than it does in those pots. And, but I planted some more lettuce seeds in there today. So,
did you? Oh.
We're going to have a whole bunch more. And then I've got some red noodle beans over here. Most of this tray is collards. And then there's like carrots and cucumbers and a whole bunch of different herbs like basil and rosemary and
almost that whole tray there. I think there's only 1 or 2 spots that hasn't done really good on that tray.
that means we planted all of the right stuff together.
I guess.
Yeah. All right. On to the next thing.
Yep.
It's really hard to see in the camera, but here's 1 bed, 2 beds. I don't even know if I can point at the 3rd one, and then the 4th one's back here. They're really hard to see from this angle, but Michael finished bringing in dirt today for them. Well, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, this one still needs some more.
This one's short and fat. Where's my hand? This one's short and fat. It needs to be longer.
Yeah.
And a little narrower.
Yeah, we need to pull things in and lengthen it some.
We've been debating on where we're going to plant our grapes and our raspberries and our blackberries, and we found a solution. I mean, I think we did. So, tell them about it, Wiley.
Yeah, so we have our apple tree. Then we're going to have blueberries.
No. Those are grapes.
Grapes. Okay. We're going to have grapes on each side of the arch here.
Yep.
Then we got a
peach tree.
Peach tree. Then we have another arch that's going to have the blueberries, right?
Raspberries.
Raspberries.
We're not planting blueberries in the ground.
Oh, it's just raspberries. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So then we've got another arch with the raspberries. Then we've got a plum tree. Then we go over to another plum tree. Then we have another arch that's going to have blackberry on it.
Thornless blackberry.
Thornless blackberry. So we've only got 1 thornless blackberry plant, so we're going to plant it on one side. But I do believe it will take over the whole arch.
And when it spreads, we can just pick it up. We can cut some of the sprouts and transplant them to the other side. So.
And then we have another peach tree. Then we have another arch that's going to be grapes on it also?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So we're putting a grape on each side, so it'll grow up the arch. That's what we're doing with everything except the blackberry, because we only have 1 blackberry. So we can't put 1 on each side. Then we have another apple tree.
Yep.
Also, guys, something else we figured out while we was doing all this, which is kind of exciting for us, is this tree right here is a redbud tree.
And we have them all over the place.
Directly on the other side of the garden, almost straight across, is another redbud tree, so it kind of evens out. It looks really cool.
And it's hard to see this time of day, but they have like a dark pink or kind of like a purplish flower.
Yeah, if we went over there, you could probably see it because they're way low over there.
Let's go over there really quick. You can see them. They're real pretty. If I can get it to focus on them. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, if you didn't know, redbud flowers are edible. And they actually taste really good. I made some jelly out of them a few years ago. And the jelly ends up being like a really pretty pink. Like this color right there. It's amazing. Was the redbud jelly good?
Yes, it was really good. Yes, it was.
What do you remember it tasting like?
I really don't, I can't say. I mean, redbud jelly.
Hey, look, there's all three of the cats. All in the same place. Oh, there's Miss Kitty and Patches and Luna. It's not often you see them all in the same spot.
all together, right.
Anyway, so I think it tasted maybe like if you mix like grape and strawberry jelly together.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
It was really good. And when I was making the jelly, it was dark and was not like a really pretty color. And then as soon as I put the lemon juice in there, it turned like a hot pink. It was so, so cool. What other trees did we find around here, Wiley?
So,
should we go look at them?
Let's, I mean, at least get a little bit closer.
Let's go for a teeny tiny walk.
Yeah. Also, while we're doing this walk, we can talk about what we found out up the other end of the property.
Oh, yes.
So, we found some wild strawberries.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Which is crazy. I didn't even know there was wild strawberries. I guess they're a whole lot smaller than store-bought strawberries. But they say they're a whole lot sweeter. So, they're supposed to be... Mm-hmm. So, we found, I think one plant of those.
Yeah, one.
Yeah, one plant.
That's all we found.
And also, last year... we thought our property was covered with blackberries. Well, come to find out, they're not blackberries. They're black raspberries.
I was wondering if they just weren't getting enough water is the reason they were so tiny.
Yeah, they was really tiny.
But...
and everybody, the kids was all complaining, this is the smallest blackberries I've ever seen. Well, that's because they're not blackberries. Tell me you guys' experience with that. I didn't know.
So the difference is they're much smaller than a blackberry. And they have a hollow center, whereas a blackberry is solid all the way through. And, yeah, they're sweeter than blackberries.
And sweeter than blackberries, yeah.
Right. So, when we told Hunter about the wild strawberries, he gave us a history lesson that we didn't know.
Yeah, right.
Come to find out that the early American settlers would have wild strawberries, and he said that they were way, way better than the store-bought kind because the store-bought kind have been genetically modified and bred to be big.
But it's taken the sweetness out of them.
Yeah, but it's taken the sweetness and the goodness out. So that's why we grow heirloom vegetables, is because it has that original goodness and sweetness to it. So,
okay.
All right, let's keep walking.
We were supposed to be walking while we was talking.
I know, but you're taking me through the woods and over the hill, and I wish I knew a guy to, like, flatten all this out better.
Yeah, I know it. Huh.
You can tell it's all uneven.
It's pretty rough.
It's a lot better than it was.
I think they can see it good from here, or turn it around and see if they can, and if not, we'll get closer. Unless you just want to get closer.
We'll just turn it around. Goat pen.
Yeah.
Yep, that's where the goats are going to go if they ever get here. I don't think I can zoom in. Oh, I can zoom in.
Oh, looky there, yeah.
Look, do y'all know what that is? Y'all know what those white flowers are?
That, guys, is a North American wild plum tree.
How cool is that?
Wild North American plum or something like that anyway. Oh, and we have tons of them.
There's
They're
like
everywhere.
A bunch over here. They're just all over the place.
We're surrounded by them right now. I can see white everywhere I look, all the way around.
Yes, that is
it's
so
crazy.
Awesome.
What I'm seeing is they are. We also have some persimmon trees, so they're really close to the same size as a persimmon, and they're really close to, all the attributes of a persimmon, except they're red when they're ripe, and the persimmon is
like a yellow.
I think is what they said. Now I don't remember exactly how they said that, and they're supposed to be a really good sweet plum. So, yeah, I can't wait.
Our property is loaded with good stuff already.
Yeah.
So I ordered some of that like colorful flagging tape that they use for doing surveys and things. And we're going to go around and tie that. As the trees are blooming, we're going to go around and tie a piece of ribbon to all of the ones that are either fruit or nut producing.
Yep. As we figure out what they are, if it's an edible, we're going to put a certain color on it. If and then we'll change that up to the ones we want to keep. If it's a hardwood tree we want to keep or something like that, we'll put a different color there. But yeah.
Yep. So that way we can keep track of our food producing trees. And then when we need to harvest trees to build things, or we need to clear an area for whatever reason, we know which ones to take and which ones to leave.
Right.
When possible. Sometimes there's going to be times that a good tree has to go because something has to go there, unfortunately. But
no, we're just not going to build something there.
You mean you don't want to put your pond in over here anymore?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't see anything that don't need to go here.
All right. I was just an example, okay?
I'll just make the pond smaller where I don't have to take that tree out.
Right, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
So, that's what we've been doing today. We've been busy working on the garden. The cats look like they're going to attack each other again. We'll get them.
Patches is sneaking up on Miss Kitty. And Miss Kitty's sneaking up on Luna.
Oh, they're funny.
I didn't even hardly bother Miss Kitty.
I love our cats. I love them so much.
Okay.
We took Luna to the vet the other day. She got fixed.
Yeah, she got fixed, so we don't have to worry about little kittens.
Yep.
Yep. And they're all 3 females, and they're all 3 fixed now. So
they're all excellent hunters.
Yes. They
bring us gifts, peace offerings all the time.
All the time.
Or sacrifices or whatever you want to call it. But I also have a wild rose bush growing over here, which is like a climbing rose.
Right.
Uh-huh. So, goodness, Kitty. Wait. I love those two. Anyway, what else, Wiley? Do we got anything else to talk about?
No. I mean, not that I can think of. Seems like we done stuff before we come down here and started working, but I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember either, but then we worked on some drainage. Seems like that's a constant issue around here.
Yeah.
So we have some places that are holding water, and as we find the places that are holding water, we just try to drain the water off. We do need a more permanent fix, but that's going to require money to buy pipe, like drainage pipe and stuff. And,
right.
We're not at that point yet, so.
Oh, I guess that's what it was. All morning, it's just been kind of on again, off again, on again, off again, because I'm waiting on a guy out of Oklahoma City to let me know so I can load the motor up for the school bus and take it to Oklahoma City. And so he called me this morning, and he was like, "Hey, Wiley, yeah, you got it out, you're ready?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's called me back, and he's like, "Well, I want my mechanic to look at these pictures before, you head this way." And it's just been kind of, I didn't want to get a project started and then need to focus on that to be able to deliver it. So now he's going to call me in the morning and let me know. So, yeah.
And what stinks is it's going to take probably a while to load it.
I've got a pretty good plan that I think is going to turn out and make it happen pretty easily or fairly quickly. Crossing my fingers. We'll see. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we don't have much other than that. I need to sneeze.
Only thing being is I think my plan that I have is going to involve me having to uncover Steve's tractor and use it.
To help load it.
To help it get it loaded. But
we've been not using it
Yeah.
since we had an issue with it,
Yeah.
and we don't want him to have to pay for repairs or break it or anything.
we don't want to take a chance on breaking stuff. So yeah, we just parked it, covered it with a tarp, and we ain't messing with it. But I may wind up having to use it whenever we load this tomorrow. So.
By the way, I recorded him cutting off the tongue of the front of this bus over here. You can tell it doesn't have a front anymore. I recorded that on his new phone.
One of these days I'll get it edited and get it put on my channel. I actually, we may just wait and just do the whole video with loading it and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, whatever. We'll see.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Miss Kitty's hiding behind the peach tree over there. Wait, where? I can't see her.
They're all three converging again. Luna's right here. Look. Are they freaking to attack her?
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
No. I don't think Luna's interested in attacking nobody. Uh-oh, wait.
Maybe. Oops, Mike. I need a new tripod. It keeps... I think this one's wore out. It's got a lot of hours on it. Anyway. Well, Wiley, I'm done talking. I'm ready to go inside and see if dinner's done yet.
I think I'm about ready to make me some coffee. Yeah. Yeah.
And then, go relax or something.
Right.
So, it was a really nice day today. And I'm thankful for the good weather.
Absolutely. It has been a beautiful day today.
I talked to my dad, and he's in Northern California, and he said that if it keeps snowing like it is, he'll have 5 foot of snow by morning.
And he's already got
He already had
well
several
over a foot,
feet.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
He already had a couple feet on the ground. So
yeah. Thank God that's not us.
he said, we're not going to see spring until June. I was like, it's spring here right now.
Right.
Ish. We're coming up on our final frost day. I'm really hoping we don't have any more super cold weather.
I think we're supposed to be down in the mid-30s a couple of days, or a couple of nights here pretty quick. But I think it's over. I think we're
So in the mornings, we're just hanging out in our rooms with the heaters on until it warms up.
Until it warms up a little, yep.
Because it's not really worth it to build a big fire, because then by the time it gets hot, it's hot outside.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, what do you say, Wiley?
I say, as always, work hard, stay humble, and love God.
Amen. Bye, y'all.